Morning to one and all. And this session is for the both section 1 and section 2 students. And actually for section 1 students, up to the concept of Murray it was completed. And from this class onwards, I'm taking taking your flat classes for section 1. So please follow me, for follow the classes, whatever I am saying and whatever the concepts that I'm covering as per your syllabus, right? And here from today class onwards, I'm starting unit number 2. And for section 2, the unit number 1 concepts are totally covered as per the syllabus. But for section 1 students, only 2 concepts are remained, and those 2 concepts are covered by your Krishna sir later on. But from today class onwards, I am starting the new concept, that is about the regular expression in unit number 2. See here, I shared a slide to you all, and what the slide consisting of is about the regular expression, where it is the title of our unit number 2 as per our syllabus, and what the contents that I'm going to cover in this regular expressions means. And the content number 1, or the concept number 1, that is about the finite automata and regular expression, and what the applications of regular expressions are, and the algebraic laws for regular expressions, and conversion of finite automata to regular expression. And these this session already covered for section 2, right? And up to the definition of regular expression and how to design the regular expressions, that means how to build the regular expressions, those concepts I covered for section 2. But again, you all please listen what I am saying, and please make a note of the examples what I am going to cover in these classes, right? And here, what the first thing you should know is what is the definition of a regular expression is. And in the last classes in unit number 1, you all know what the basic central concepts of finite automata is. Basic central concepts of finite automata means there you learned what the definition of alphabet is, what the definition of language, and what the definition of string, and what is the definition of a finite automata, and how to draw the transition tables, and how to draw the transition diagrams, and knowing about the different finite automatas, and knowing about the different machines, and knowing about the conversions between all those, right? And here, coming to the regular expressions, first of all, you need to know about what the definition of regular expression is, what the definition of regular expression is. And here we're having a definition of regular expression. How we can define the regular expression means, first, whatever the languages that we are taking, all those languages should be accepted by the finite automata. Whenever the languages that are accepted by the finite automata, then those languages are automatically, we can easily describe it with a simple language, and that we can call it as a regular expression. The simple expression, we can describe it by the simple expression, and that can be called as a regular expression. And again, I am repeating the definition of what the regular expression is. And here, the definition of regular expression means the languages that are accepted by the finite automata, because you all know how to design the finite automatas by taking an input in the form of the languages. When the languages are accepted by the finite automata, then those languages can be easily described by simple expression. That expression can be called it as a regular expression. And here, how to represent means, it is very most effective way of representing any language in an expression, that we can call it as a regular expression. And then here, whatever the languages that are accepted by some regular expressions, those languages are referred as in regular languages. That means here we need to talk about the regular expression as well as the regular language. That means, as per the definition, whatever the languages that are accepted by the automata, those can be easily described in a simple expression is a regular expression. And those expressions are referred as to a regular languages at some times, right? And here, these regular expressions can also be described as a sequence of patterns. We can also call them as a sequence of rules, and those defines the that defines a string. That means patterns are nothing but an macros. What the macros means, we can call them as in macros or nothing but an rules, right? So to define a string, we need to describe a sequence of patterns, and that we can call it as an regular expression. And here, these regular expressions are also used to match the characters character combinations in the string. And here we are using one algorithm. What the name of that algorithm is? String searching algorithm is used here. And why we are using this string searching algorithm means just only to use only for using this algorithm to find out the patterns. That means finding the operations on a string, whether whatever the things, whatever the characters that we matched, those we matched in a correct pattern or not. Just for checking out, for searching for that, we are using an algorithm. That algorithm is nothing but a string searching algorithm, and this algorithm is used here. And this algorithm is used these patterns to find the operations on a string. And these are the most important points about the regular expressions. First, initially you need to define what the regular expression is, and then after you need to describe about the regular expressions with these points. And after knowing the definition of the regular expression, you need to know the differences between the regular expression and the finite automata. And that's what here we are naming it as a regular expression versus finite automata. And here just where how to describe in simple expressions means like this is the way of describing the simple expression: 0 1 star plus 1 0 star. And here this can be called it as a pattern. And here of a pattern of any string that we want to accept, that can be represented like this, right? And for automatons are more like machine like. That means only we are designing the machines in the automatons, so we can call them as a machine like automatas. And here what we are going to do is to show the acceptance of the input strings, just taking an input in the form of the string and showing the output, whether it is an acceptable or rejected, right? And then while coming to the regular expression, here the always the regular expressions are syntaxes like syntax program syntax like, can we call it as an regular expression. And here totally we use the Unix environments. And here the Unix environments are heavily used in regular expressions. And we are having some commands of the Unix. So for example, if we what the commands that we are going to use it here is some command like an bash shell, some like in grep, some like in vi editor, and any other editors we are having, and those are also we are using here. And sed is also another command. So here an Unix environment is heavily used in regular expressions. As well as here we're using a scripting language, and the name of that scripting language is in Perl scripting. We are using in Perl scripting. And for why we are using this Perl scripting is this way of writing a scripting language is good for the string processings. And as well as along with the scripting language, here we are using the lexical analyzers. And by using this lexical analyzers, we are implementing some tools like an lex tool and an flex tool for these regular expressions. So this is the differences between the regular expression and the finite automata, right? And always the automatas are the machine like automatas. So only what we're doing here is we need to take the input and in the form of a string, and we need to show the acceptance of that input in the form of an output. And how we are showing the acceptance, it means whether it is an acceptable or rejectable, like that. And at the starting point itself, here I described an expression. That expression is nothing but a regular expression. And with the input alphabets here, this is a pattern that I described here. And the like this we can describe any number, any type of an patterns for any strings we want to accept, right? And also we can say that this is a declarative way to express the pattern of any string we want to accept. And this is about the differences between the regular expression and the finite automata. And then what the next concept is, just by showing with a diagrammatic representation of these vice versa, about that means the differences between the regular expression and the regular finite automata, regular expression and the finite automata. And this is the diagrammatic representation what we are going to show here is. And as I already said that at the definition of the regular expression in there, in that slide there is point number 2. Whatever the languages that are accepted by the regular expressions, those are all referred to as an regular languages. Yes, those are all referred to as an regular languages, isn't it? So that's what we are going to show here. And the regular expressions always in the form of an syntactical expressions. That means it always in a program's syntax. In the last slide I show you that how the regular expressions are, means regular expressions are more program syntax like. So here also I am showing that only regular expressions are syntactical expressions. And while coming to the finite automata, and here more machine like finite automata. More machine like means here we're having different and different machines, DFA machine and FM machine, epsilon and FM machine. So all this comes under the automata machines. When this expression is equal to the finite automata, then from these both two we are referring to in regular language. From these both two, from the regular expression and the automata, we are referring to in regular languages, that we can call it as in formal language or as formal classes. Right. This is the way of representing and diagrammatic representation for the regular expression and the finite automata. And then, and here the most important concept is about the language operators, and we need to know what the language, it can also be called as an operations of the language. And here we're having three operations in regular expression. One is an union operation, and the second is an concatenation, and the third is an clean closure. And here coming to the union operation, when we need to show the union operator, it is one of the property of the regular expression. When we need to show the union operator, you have to show between two languages. So let us assume that L and M are the two languages, right? So all the strings that are either in L or either in M, that is nothing but an union of two languages, L and M. So here we're having a note. What that note is, a union of two languages produces a third language. As what the resultant is, for example, I'm doing L union M, then finally I'm getting an output in the form of an N. That is, N is a third language here, right? And this is then first operator, language operator in regular expression, that we can call it as an union operator. And coming to the second one, it is in concatenation. Here also we need to do the concatenation between the two languages. How to concatenate? Just in between L and M, where I already assumed that L and M are the two languages, and L into M, L dot M. If you didn't put dot also, it will not be. It also comes under the concatenation only. Nothing will be happen if you didn't put dot, right? LM or L dot M is same. So both comes under the concatenation of two languages. And here, what the meaning of this concatenation of two languages means, all the strings that are of the form XY. That means X belongs to L and Y belongs to M. And so here always we can use a dot operator, and usually we need to use a dot operator, but sometimes we need to omit the dot, nothing will be happen. And by omitting the dot also, the meaning of the LM is same as the L dot M. And these are the two language operators. And what the third language operator is, it is a clean closure operator. So clean closure, it can be represented with a star operator. It can be represented with an star. So coming to the clean closure, and here we need to show the clean closure of a given language L, whatever the language it is. But we need to define, we need to represent it with an L. So L power 0, if L power is having the 0, means what it means is, it just an epsilon. It is an epsilon null. If L power 1 or 1 is not there, if you omit 1 also, the meaning of L, the power, it is 1, right? So how to write the set for L power 1 means, W is in string here. W we can call it as a word. So that word for some W that belongs to the language, right? That means only one language you are having, and the string that belongs to that language, right? If we are having L power 2, so here you need to define the two strings W1 and W2, whereas the W1 belongs to L as well as the W2 belongs to L. And here we are allowing the duplicates. And if it is L power I, and what the I is, I always refers to how many strings to concatenate from the parent language L to produce the strings in the language L power I. So that's the meaning of I. That's the meaning of I refers to how many strings to concatenate from the parent language L to produce the strings in the language L power I. So L power I means W1, W2, so on W power I, where all the W's that are chosen from the L. So here also we need to allow the duplicates. And we are having one note. What that note is, whenever we are choosing the duplicate, whenever we are choosing the strings, the choice of each string is independent here. It should not be independent. The choice of each string should be an independent. So finally, how we're concluding this, concluding how we're representing the clean closure means L star. L star is an language, clean closure language, where it is equal to union of, that is an union operator combining operator, combination of two languages, union I greater than or equal to 0. Here I'm having a condition where it is I greater than or equal to 0, where I always refers to the how many strings to concatenate from the parent L to the produce strings in the language L power I. So this is the representation of L star. L star is equal to U I greater than or equal to 0 L power, right? Where it is an arbitrary number of concatenations, right? And for the same language descriptions, here we're having an examples. With an example, see how L power 0 is represented and how L power 1 is represented. That means power, if we are having anything at the power means the meaning of that power, it is an clean operator, right? The meaning of that power, it is an clean closure operator. So with an example I'm showing you here, let us take what the L is. L is equal to 100. These are the set of the strings that the my language contains. So now I need to define L power 0. L power 0 means L power 0, it is a null, right? Null string. So you need to take it as an epsilon. You don't take the same language, same set of the strings from the given language. It is an epsilon. If it is L power 1, now you need to take the same set of language from the given question. L power 1 is equal to 1 comma 0 0. Why? Because if you put 1 or if you omit 1, the meaning of the power of L is 1, right? It should not visible to you, but it will be the power of that L is 1. And same as L power 1 means 1 comma 0 0. And if it is 2, if it is 2 means here you need to take two strings, 1 0 0 1 0 0. Now you need to do the concatenation between those two strings, w1 w2, right? W1 belongs to L and w2 belongs to L. Now you need to do the concatenation. If the same string you are having 1 comma 0 0 means you what the output of L power 2, 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0, right? Now L power 3 means, and here you need to define W1, W2, W3. That means W1, W2, W3 means same L you are taking three times. For 2, same L you take for two times, right? So then after concatenating between the three, W1, W2 and W3, finally you are getting the output of the strings like this: triple one, double one, double zero, 1 0 0 1, 1 4 zeros, and so on like this. Finally, how we're concluding this clean closure language is L star means L power 0. That means the star that includes, that accepts the epsilon, that accepts the null. So L power 0 union L power 1 union L power 2 and so on. So this is the way of representing the clean closures with the examples, just by seeing with examples and along with the notations of the clean closure. And I already I explained you with an example also. Just by taking an language L, I show you how to do the L power 1, L power 2 and L power 3 and so on, right? And finally, how many operators, language operators that we're having here? Three. What are those? Union, concatenation and clean closure, right? And now coming to the special notes of the clean closure. And if you're having like this, that means L star is always an infinite set. When we can say that it is an infinite set means the length of the language always should be greater than or equal to 1, and it never accepts the epsilon. That means the language should does not contains an epsilon. Then we can say that it is an infinite set. And if L is an epsilon, then automatically the power of star, the power of the clean closure language star is also an epsilon. If L is 5, nothing is there, nothing is there, then the L star is also epsilon. So these are the representations that we need to note down, because these are the most important things. When the L is epsilon means what the L star will be. When if the L is 5 means what the L star will be. And here we're having a most important note that sigma star. Sigma star is nothing but it is an alphabet representation, right? Alphabet representation. And always it denotes the set of all words over an alphabet sigma. What the meaning of that is? It denotes the set of all words over an alphabet sigma. And here always the language is subset of this sigma star. The language is subset of this sigma star. And this is a special note about the clean closure. And knowing about what the union operator is, what the concatenation operator and what the clean closure operator, now it is the special notes for the clean closure of knowing three most important 3 points, and along with that knowing about the sigma star. And here what it always denotes means it only denotes always denotes the set of all words over an alphabet sigma. And always the sigma star is subset of the language, of the given language, where it is an arbitrary language over an alphabet sigma. And here we're having an concept like building the regular expressions. And now I'm making you to understand how to build the regular expressions. First, initially I will show you with the representations, and then I will explain you with the examples. If for example, let us assume that E is a regular expression, and the language that is represented by the E is L of E, right? For example, you are making an assumption of A, capital A or capital R is a regular expression, and the language that is for represented by the R is L of R, right? And then E is equal to, if here while coming to the uh, describing of the simple expressions, whereas the regular expressions, you need to eliminate these terminals in the sense open parenthesis, small letters, plus, star, any other symbols comes under the terminals, and the capital letters comes under the non terminals. So those we can also call it as an variables, right? So here we need not consider the terminals like open parenthesis and closed parenthesis, because we are not describing the expression for the terminals, only for the non terminals we need to describe. Non terminals in the sense, for example, if the expression is anything, for that expression you need to describe. But here in the parenthesis I'm having E, so simply I'm getting an output E. And while coming to the L of E plus F, while coming to the plus, it is an addition between the two languages, right? So I need to do the union operation between these two languages, like L of E plus L of F. That means L of E union L of plus, like this. And L of E F, both E and F are the regular expressions. I need to show the concatenation between these two expressions. How to show the concatenation between these two expressions? L of E into L of F, right? If you put dot also, nothing will be happen, or if you omit the dot also, nothing will be happen. But the meaning of L of E into L of F is, the meaning of this is it is in concatenation. And L of E star, L of E, here we're having only the star for the expression, regular expression, but you need to show it for the whole along with the language. So L of E whole star, because the language that is represented by the E is L of E, right? L of E star, right? So this is the way of representing an expression. And with this, we get some minimum knowledge of how to represent the regular expressions, or how to build the regular expressions for the language L. And see example, how to use these regular expression properties and language operators. This is example number 1. What the regular expression properties? I'm having some properties, whatever the things that I learned up to now in the before slides, those are all comes under the properties of regular expression. And the language operators means we are having only 3 language operators. One is an union, second one is a concatenation, and the third one is an clean closure. And for example, if the given language L is W by W, W is nothing but a string or word, we can call it as an or is a binary string. Binary string means automatically what we can take it, what we can consider it as 0 and 1 are the binary strings. And here I'm having a question, and in that language I'm having a constraint. What that constraint means, the string which does not contain two consecutive zeros or two consecutive ones anywhere. So I need to satisfy this condition, right? I need to satisfy this condition, and I need to accept this language, and finally I need to show the regular expression. So initially I need to take the strings just by framing with these conditions: 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. See here, in this type of strings I'm not having two consecutive zeros, or I'm not having any two consecutive ones. What it means is, I satisfied the given condition just by taking the string like this, where it is in L. Because why it is in L means it satisfies the condition, then automatically the string is in L. And while, just take an example like this, W is equal to 1 0 0 1 0. See here I'm having in two consecutive zeros. But what my question is, my question does not contain, in my question, the string does not contain two consecutive zeros is my question, or two consecutive ones. But here my string contains the, whatever the string that I taken here, that contains the two consecutive zeros. What it mean is not in L. Is not in L means it does not satisfy the condition of the given language. So I need to build an regular expressions for the L. So now I am choosing this string, and for this string I need to build the regular expression. And here I'm having in four cases for writing the strings to by satisfying the condition. What those four cases means: first, initially my string starts with an 0, and the length of the string is even. And condition number B, or case number B, is I need to start with an 1 and the length is even, right? And condition number 3, or case number 3, is my string starts with an 0 but my length of the string is odd. Case number D, that is in fourth case, string starts with an 1 and the length is odd. So here I framed four cases for the language L, and to build an regular expression. Now, by satisfying these four cases, how to build the regular expression? For case A, start with 0 but my length is even, so 0 1 whole star. To represent like this, to represent such type of an cases, you need to take the expression like this: 0 1 whole star. 0 1 whole star means, uh, 0 1 whole star means you can only, the even number of the length should be even number, you need to stop at the even number. That means here I'm taking 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1, like that I need to take an expression. And now case B is start with 1 but it is an even. So 1 0 whole star. It can be represented as 1 0. That means my string starts with an 1 but the length is even, means only you need to put an star clean closure for the 1 0. Right? For the complete 1 0 you need to put the clean closure. Or if it is 0 1, that means start with an 0 but it should be an even. The length should be an even, means here it should start with an 0, then I am putting 0, and after 1 then I am putting an whole star. That means for the even lengths we need to represent the expressions like this. And whether the string starts with 0 start with 1, based on the case we need to write starting it is in 0, starting it is in 1. And coming to the case 3, my string starts with 0 and the length it is odd. That means the length odd means, for example, here I'm taking 1010 into 0. See, my length of the string is odd. 101010 into 0. 4 5, my length of the string becomes odd. What it means is, string starts with 0 but my length should be odd. When it should become odd means 0 of 10 whole star. If you take the expression like this, then you can satisfy the case number 3. And for case number 4, my string starts with 1, so I'm starting with 1 but the string is odd. So I already start with an 1. So to show that my string is odd, I'm taking the 0 1 whole star. Right? So these are the four cases, for, for that the representation that we build for the representation of the regular expressions that we build for the four cases. And now, based on all the four cases, the language is, and how the language becomes now. That means for the regular expression for the language L becomes 0 1 whole star, union 1 0 whole star, union 0 1 0 whole star, union 1 0 1 whole star. Wherever you need, wherever you want, according to the string, according to the defined string, you should take any one of those. You should use any one of those, right? So here we can also use then epsilon, and that can be represented as the regular expression for introducing an epsilon is represented as just, we need to simplify the regular expression for the language like this. First, initially you need to put an epsilon plus 1. Epsilon plus 1 meaning means only it is an 1, right? Epsilon plus 0, what it means is you need to start with an 1. My string starts with 1 and ends with 0. Ends with 0. In between I can take any number of, that means in between I can take even number of zeros. In between I can take even number of zeros, right? But after completing the whole expression, then what it means is 1 into 0 plus 1 whole star. 1 into 0 plus 0 1 whole star means it comes under the case number 4, right? What it means, it starts with 1 and the length should be odd. And as well as it also satisfy the condition of 0 1 whole star into 0. 0 1 whole star into 0 means my length is odd, right? My length is odd, or my length is even. If I use this, my length becomes odd. If I use the both epsilon plus 1 epsilon plus 0, my length becomes even. Only if I use only 1, my my expression becomes of length odd, right? This is the way of representing, or this is the way of building the regular expressions for the given languages. And now see another example. And before seeing the example, here we're having the precedence of operators. What the meaning of precedence of operators means, you need to give the highest precedence between these three operators, these three language operators. And here we're having three language operators, right? One is an union, the second is an concatenation, and the third is an clean. And you need to give the which operator is having the highest and which operator is having the lowest. And from coming to the highest, only star is having the highest operator, and then after concatenation is having, and then after plus is having the precedence. So first star, then concatenation, and then plus. Just showing with an example, 0 1 star. That means after completing this star, then you need to concatenate this 1 star with an 0, and then you need to do the plus. Then you need to do the union operation between these two, right? And this is the way of representing that. That means first you need to simplify this. You need to simplify this, and then you need to concat the 1 to 0. That means you need to epsilon 1 1 1 1 1 1 and so on. Then that set should be concatenate with the 0. Then it becomes 0 epsilon 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 and so on, plus 1. That means there you need to union 1. You need to add 1. So these are the precedence operators. And coming to example number 1, what the question of this example number 1 is, write the regular expression for the language accepting all the combinations of a's over the set sigma is equal to a. Here only I'm having an input a, right? With this a, I need to check all the acceptance, all the combinations of the a for the language acceptance. So I need to start the solution for this question. Then initially I need to do get some logic. What that logic is, here all the combinations of a means maybe 0 also, it may start with 0 also, like 0, single, double, and so on. So if a is appearing 0 times, what it means is it is a null string, right? So actually here we're talking about the clean. My clean closure, when I want to define the set for the clean closure, it starts with an epsilon. That means it always accepts the epsilons. So finally how the expression is, r is equal to a star. Why r is equal to a star means, start my set starts with epsilon a, and so on. So that satisfies the condition of my given question, where it accepting the all combinations of a for the given language. Only I'm having an input a, right? This is the way of answering to the given question for describing the regular expression. And coming to the example number 2, and here see what the question is: write the regular expression for the language accepting all combinations of A's except the null string. Except the null string means you in the set you, you didn't represent an epsilon. If you represent an epsilon means that automatically it comes under the clean closure, right? If you didn't represent the epsilon means it comes under the positive closure. If you represent with an epsilon means, if you represent the set with an epsilon means it comes under the clean closure. So here the regular expression has to build the language like a. My set does not contain the null string. So starts with an a, and so on. Finally, the regular expression for this type of set of language is like a power plus. A power plus means positive closure. Once recall the concept of positive closure at unit number 1, then you can understood how to represent an positive closure. Positive closure, for the positive closures or for representing the positive closure, the set does not contains the epsilon. If the set contains the epsilon means what it means is it is an clean closure, but that means it should enters into an infinite loop. Only to enter into an finite loop we need to go for the positive. If you want to enter into the infinite loop, then you need to go for the clean, right? These are the two examples for the clean closure and the positive closure. And see what the example number 3 is: write the regular expression for the language accepting all the string containing any number of a's and b's. Containing any number of a's and b's, that means I'm not having any constraint for whether it is an even number of a or even number of b, or odd number of a or odd number of b. Like that I'm not having any condition. But what the constraint in my question is, it should accept all the strings. The expression of the language should accept all the strings, and the string contains any number of a's and b's. String contains any number of a's and b's. That means any number of a's and b's means I can introduce or I can accept the epsilon here. So again my set of the question where when I'm writing a language, where I'm defining a language for the given question, my set starts with an epsilon. That means when my set starts with an epsilon means it comes under the clean closure. So how the regular expression will be means any number of a's and any number of b's. My inputs are a and b. Then to satisfy that condition, a plus b whole star. That means a union b whole star. Combinations of a and b, I should have any number of a's and any number of b's in my defined strings, right? So if the expression is a plus b whole star means, and how the the set is given as L is equal to epsilon a b ab ba aba, and the combinations and the permutations of all ab and ab, how many combinations that will get, all the combinations you need to show here. And up to the length of the 3 it is enough, and you need to put so on like this. And you can say that any number of combinations of a and b. So a plus b whole star means it shows that any number of combinations with a and b, even a null string. Even with a null string you need to show that. And then and here we're having some more examples on the regular expressions. Please make a note of those examples. Note down these examples. And up to 3 examples I explained you how to build the regular expressions or how to design the regular expressions, right? And this is example number 4. Make a note of this example number 4. Write the regular expression for the language accepting all the strings which are starting with 1 and ending with 0 over the input alphabet sigma is equal to 0 comma 1. Please make a note of these examples. and you please yourself get the regular expression. You solve the regular expressions. That means you yourself build the regular expressions just by taking an input in the form of the given question. See while writing the question, like exam, this is example number 4, right? When we want to start the solution for the example number 4, first initially how to start means, first thing, we need to write the regular expression s, and for the language accepting all the strings which are starting with 1 and ending with 0. What it means is actually the given input alphabets are 0 and 1. Here it was clear, my inputs are 0 and 1. With this input 0 and 1, I need to show the regular expression, and that regular expression should accept the given language. And here I'm having a constraint, always must the string start with 1 and end with 0. Start with 1 and end with 0. In between I'm not having any constraint, any number of zeros and any number of ones it should be. So by taking the constraint of this, just I am writing the solution. In a regular expression, the first symbol should be 1 because starting with 1, any string should start with 1, and the last symbol should be 0. That means from the question ending with 0. So in between I can have any number of zeros and any number of ones, right? So by satisfying the given question, my regular expression is start with 1, end with 0, in between any number of zeros and ones, like 0 plus 1 whole star. Is it clear? Is it clear to all? If you have any notes, you can message in the chat box, I will answer to you. Do you all understand the concept of regular expression? Do you all understand how to build the regular expressions from the given language? Actually, these are the English description questions. But from this English description question, first of all, what we need to do is we need to design the language. Capital L is equal to. And the language should contain the set of strings. Those strings should satisfy the given question. And I need to check it out whether each and every string in the language is acceptable for the designed expression or not. Like that, you need to solve the answer for the given question. Is it clear? Here I'm having triple one participants from both section 1 and section 2. How many of you are having doubts in this concept? Here the concept is to build and regular expression. That means to design the regular expressions from the English description, or to design the regular expressions from the given language. These are the concepts I explained here. And if you have any doubts, you can please ask. Unmute yourself and ask the question, or else message in the chat box. I will give the reply to those questions. And then after writing down the example number 4, just note down this example number 5. Here it is an example number 2, but I explained you 3 examples, and now this becomes an example number 4. Which example do you want, the LE number 5? Which example you didn't understand? Example 2 in this slide or in previous slide? This one, huh? Is this example you are asking to repeat? LE5 and see the slide. Is this the example you are asking? Yes, okay. Listen, here what the question is, write the regular expression for the language accepting all combinations of yes. All combinations of yes means when I'm having another input like an B means I can show the combinations of A and B. But while coming to here, only I'm having an input A. So I need to show all the combinations of A's means only A, A, 3 A's, 4 A's, 5 A's, like that only I can show the combinations of A's, right? So initially I need to define the language, and to define the language, here I am having the question is accept the null string. But what it means is your language should not contains the null string. That means your language should not starts with an epsilon. Then you need to show the language accepting all combinations of a. That's the question. And from the question, what I can recognize that is only I'm having an a, and the combinations of a's means a, 3a's, 4a's, 5a's, so on like that. And then here underline this except the null string means my language should not start with an epsilon. So from this I write the language like this: L is equal to start with an A because it should not accept the null. So directly I start with an input A, 3A's, 4A's, 5A's, and so on. And this is a language that is from the given question. Now I need to uh, write the regular expression for this. I need to write the regular expression for this language. So writing the regular expression for this language means if you are having epsilon means then only you can put the star. If you are if the set does not contains the epsilon means directly only a you should use. My expression is a. My expression is only a. And what is the meaning of this plus means here I'm having two types of closures: positive closure and clean closure. And my question comes under the positive closure. Why? Because the positive closures does not accept the null strings. So that's why I put plus here. My positive closures does not accept the null strings. It starts from the given input itself like this. So from the language my expression is only a. That's it is an a. Only I can take a single time a, right? I didn't use an infinite loop with this a. Only I can take a single. It is a finite input a. It is a finite expression input expression a. That's it. And for writing this plus means it comes under the positive closure. Why it comes under the positive closure means whatever the expressions that we easily described, those expressions should be acceptable by the language, and as well as those languages should be acceptable by the finite automata. Actually that's the meaning of the regular expression, isn't it? So by satisfying the meaning of the regular expression, and this is the way of denoting the expression for the given question a plus it is in positive a. If you didn't put plus means nothing will be happen. If only you put an a means the meaning of that a is the language does not accept the null string, so it starts with an a and it should be defined like this, right? Is it clear now? 5 it is clear. le5. Okay, any more doubts to anyone? And here I'm having 10 examples for designing the regular expression. These are the 10 examples for the concept of designing the regular expressions, or we can also say that building and regular expression from the English description or from the given language. And I will share these questions to you all later on. But if you get understood about the concept of how to build the regular expressions from the English description or from by taking any language, if you're clear about the concept means it is very easy for you to design the regular expressions for any type of question, right? In the next class I will explain you the conversions from DFA to regular expression and regular expression to DFA. And up to this I'm stopping the today's session. I think you all understand the today's concepts, and in the next class I will start a new concept. The concept name is conversion from DFA to regular expression.